Hi guys, welcome back to Freddy's Supercoach. Today I'm going to be going through my team update in February. Here we go. Uh, D1 this year will be Dacos, but with round 0 plus a Fin Mag tag, I will not be starting him. He's got, Sydney. His highest score at Sydney ever was 81. Jesus, that's mental. But he's been tagged both times. What do? Do they bring in someone new to tag? Because they delisted, what was it, Ryan Clark, was it? Yeah, I don't know. He doesn't really score well against them, so maybe it is a fade. What, he scored 81 last year, the year before? I don't know. What was it? 62. Played them twice. I just think it's worth a fade. I'm going Sicily as my D1 and as my D2 Hayden Young. The defense, I think, is pretty straightforward with the top 6. I reckon 1, 2, 3 with Dacos, Sicily, Stewart, Sinclair, Ryan, and then it might be Young, it might be Amon if he gets the halfback role, it might be Sheasel. It'll be one of these guys in D6. Might even be Houston again. So I think starting either one of these three, top 3, is very, very viable. I can only see the averages going up. And then Young, that should be way more than 36. He is very undervalued. Next, I'm going with 301k. Some of you might have seen it. Connor Buderick, playing Jane Shortstraw. I've got this up here. Done 90s. Not much more to say. If he doesn't play well round 0, won't start him. Then we come down to who is number 1 owned Supercoach player, I think. Actually, it might be Reed74. So number 2 owned Supercoach player, as in Zach Williams. Everyone should have this man on your side. He is a lock for round 1. He is very undervalued. He can do, 60s, 100 he did 1 year. He's done 90s. He is very underpriced. Jump on Supercoach profile. Done 100, done 90, done 80, done 70. Lowest score ever, 58. And he'll still make his money doing 58. Not much, but money nonetheless. He'll get up to 58, gets him to which was his lowest score ever. Still gets him to a 326, which is just mental. Next, James Trezise. I was looking at some film from him. We'll just jump up DFS. I'm going to throw fantasy because that's how you can see. What did he do? He played 1 game, James Trezise. That's how you can see VFL stats. If you didn't know, you got to just go to fantasy. What is it? So he did 92, was it? 93 Supercoach. So just keep in mind. But his fantasy year last year, 76, which is basically that 77 from his fantasy. So he did 90 in the VFL. So I don't know. I think I'll put him in my side now. If he doesn't have a role, I can easily take him out. I have looked at Disco Turner. He is apparently a gun. Melbourne love him, but 191 might be a pass. Just wrong. I was at his debut game against the D's. So wrong. Caleb Strong's brother. He's apparently very, very good. Was the sub, when he came on. That's right. Did 75 in the last round. Fantasy in the VFL. Not bad. He is interesting. We'll see how that evolves. Not for me though. Next person. Connor O'Sullivan. If Buderick doesn't have the right role, probably the cash goes to O'Sullivan and I'll upgrade someone else. Is what I'm leaning towards right now. Ocean Mullen, Geelong don't really have released too much. Zach Reid is in my side, but he's not on my field. I've got Marty Hall, Nick Caulfield, and of course Zach Reid as my 3 defenders. The midfield. Bond, can he sustain 130? What does he need to do? Like, is it projected that he loses, gets down to what, 680? Hovers around that 700. What's 680? That's a 40k price dip projected at his buy. I just think it's going to be too hard to get him in. He has the worst buy to get players in that round 15 buy. I think I start him. I have the cash to in this particular, plus more, this particular team. So I am going to start him. I have the cash to start track. And I think I'm going to if Clayton Oliver doesn't suit up round 1. If Clary suits up, I might start them both or Clary. I'm leaning towards Clary if they both suit up. If they don't, Petrarca is the one I look to. Next, Butters and LDU. I've locked them in my side all preseason so far. Like, even from bloody from early December when the team picker opened. Zach Butters was the first picked player I put in my team. LDU second. Andy Brayshaw 9%. That is way too low. Get that up. I've had Sam Walsh in here before. I don't know. I've had Toog. I've had Newcomb. I just like the rookies that are in this line. So I am going a bit of a value player in either Nick Martin or Matt Crouch. Or the other one was Amon. And even Ollie Wines or Cam Guthrie. So these are the 5 that I'm looking at right now. Even Josh Ward, but not really. These are the 5 I'm looking at right now. Guthrie, the one that I'm looking at the least is probably Nick Martin. I just don't see him much upside there. Amon, if he loses the halfback role. Ollie Wines is probably the other one that I'm really looking at. And it's probably out of Wines and Crouch. And I'm leaning towards Crouch at the moment. Yeah, Crouch, I think, at the moment. The rookies, McKercher and Sanders. I've trialed teams with Sharp on field, but I like LDU too much to drop him, and he would be the midfielder that I do drop. I like my defender rookies, these 4, so probably not there. If I was going to upgrade to like a Stewart in the back line, which would be the next one. The rookies, Windsor, you will see in my forward line, I have right now gone with Matt Roberts, Jeremy Sharp, and Jai Clark. My ruckman, I have had Sean Darcy check, but as a Melbourne fan myself, as you might see over this video, I've gone Max Gawn. And the number 1 picked ruckman in the game right now, Brodie Grundy. In my forward line, I've had Jack McRae in my forward line all preseason up until this point right now, where he has done a hammy and he is out of my team. He was averaging 110 pre-buy last year, which would have put him M17. F1 by a landslide. Yet post-buy could only scrape together a 77. I don't know if Bevo is a crazy, crazy man, and that is why he's not in my side. I've got Flanders as my F1. If he plays bad in the community game, or not the community. Oh, I forgot about Sweet. I've had to have Conway here. I'm just going to put Conway so I don't get priced out of him if he is the best ruckman. But Sweet is, I think, a better ruckman than him. So if I have the cash for Conway, I will just go down to Sweet. Like, Sweet will be the ruckman I start, is what I'm saying, if he is ready. Next, Mitch Owens, I was looking at. He's apparently bulked up a bit, but I am skipping everyone. I'm going to 200k, and the next player I pick, I've been looking at 3 guys. Not 5. Or 4 guys. James Jordan, Cam McKenzie, James Harms, and Elijah Stardust. It's a lot more than 3 guys, but 5 guys. Same as the midfield. I'm only picking one of these. Actually, Billings is also in there, but Billings I've locked in my opinion. Yeah, so James Jordan is supposedly playing on the wing, which I don't love. And Harms is supposedly playing like a half forward role, but he is supposedly killing the track. So out of these 2, because 3, sorry, but I think Nat Fife is safe. I like McKenzie more than Sardis slightly because of the games, but I'm actually not going either of them, and I'm just gonna go, like I said, Jack Billings. I've also had Mitch Georgiadis here. I don't love it. I don't love the pick. He's a key forward. I mean, he could bob up and kick a couple, but yeah, I don't love it. I have paid up a bit for some forwards here. I've gone Larazzo, Windsor, Finn McRae, and I've gone Wilson and Manor. You might see I've got a bit of cash remaining in the bank. Where is he? Manor. 177. I like the cash like I've said, I can go always up to Conway here. I've got the cash for that. If Crouch shits the bed, I've got the cash to go up to like anyone really. If Buderick plays really bad, if Buderick and Treasy play really bad in that community game, I can go to Stewart. And oh no, I can't. I thought I had the cash to do that. Maybe not. Anyway, I've gone Buderick and Treasy there anyway. If Buderick shits the bed, I'm going down to O'Sullivan. What am I doing? O'Sullivan. Is it with an apostrophe? It is. Yeah. Yeah, so I've just got the cash to do a few things in this team. So that is why I'm keeping that 177. If some rookies like Disco Turner come up, I have the cash to go up to them. If rookies like Dan Curtin come up as well, I have the cash to go up to him. So I just like that extra cash as a bit of a safety net. But yeah, this is the team I'm going with right now as a February team update. Later today or maybe this week, I will post a video on just where to spend the money, which I think this season is going to be very defender midfielder based. I think you can afford skimping out in that midfield and that forward line. The mids, not midfielder, the ruck and forward line. Other mids this season, the only reason I haven't put Match Crouch up is simply because I don't know who the top 8 midfielders are going to be. Like, I want to finish the season with the top 8 midfielders averaging after the bye. And if that means, like, I think Marcus Bontempelli and Christian Petrarca are both going to be locks for top 8 midfield spots. I think Butters should jump in there. He had a couple very bad games. If we got a Supercoach, I I know this is dragging on slightly. I'll do another video on who I think top 8 are, because I have a spreadsheet that I've run some numbers. You take out, so no finals, so this is his yearly average. And post-bye, he did like 125 or something stupid like that. Right, he does 113. You take out the slow start where he isn't playing mid, 2 injury games. That's suddenly 120, which is M2. And there was one more that he didn't have. Yeah, 12 CBAs. Is that CBAs? I forget. Yeah, no, that's CBAs. 12 CBAs. And there was one more game, was it? So that's 41. So 33, 41, 12, 70 but injured, 50 but injured. So, yeah, so when he's playing above, let's say 60% or 55% CBAs, let's say 60%, let's take out everything below 60. That above 60% CBAs, and he's M2 by a mile. Yeah, so I think Butters is a lock. LDU did 113. I'll just quickly do him as well. He had 2 injury games. Oh, Luke Davies. No, that was an actual person. Luke Davies Jr. He was injured and he did like 130, I think. 122, and he came off at 3/4 time. Imagine if that was 80% CBAs or even 90% TOG. Like that's easily a massive score. So we look at the entire year, 113, like I said. Take out, he had one poorer game with TOG, 70, under 70% TOG, under 70% TOG. That's 118 suddenly. Like, when he plays time, his points per minute is fucking incredible. So, yeah, I just think that they're my guys who can push in. And then the other two, Brayshaw, Crouch, I just think are undervalued. With Brayshaw's start to the year, Crouch will be a buy flip. So, yeah, that's my thoughts with the midfield. I just don't know who's going to be the top 8 mids, and I think most of them will come from round 0. So I will much rather upgrade into them than start them. Yeah, so thanks for this. Thanks for listening to me ramble on for 18 minutes or so. But yeah, this is the February team update for Supercoach. Yeah, later this week I will post a video going through my undervalued pick, my who I think you should spend the money. Some players I would keep an eye on in each line. I've got a massive list of that. Yeah, so thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time. Bye.